Hi, this is Swapnil Bharti, and we are here at KubeCon and Cloud Native Con in Shanghai, China. And today we have with us Xiaogang from eBay. You are the cloud engineering manager at eBay, right?
Yes.
Perfect. So, if when we look at eBay, I mean, I'm a customer myself. I mean, the scale at you run is kind of massive, right?
Yes.
So what unique challenges do you face, as compared to average, cloud native user?
As you said that eBay runs at massive, I think this is the biggest uniqueness compared with other companies. So by this scale, actually we are facing two biggest challenges. Our team are managing tens of thousands of machines, which means hundreds of clusters, Kubernetes clusters. So how to provide 100 clusters to our end user is a big challenge for us. Think about it. If a service owner, if he wants to deploy their service cross region, how they select the endpoints from 100 clusters, right? So just as what I shared in my presentation, we model our data center using Kubernetes, and based on these models, we are building our federation control plane. So the purpose is to provide a unique API to our end user for their application.
Right.
The second one is we are facing a lot of applications, different kinds of applications in eBay. For example, some of them are CPU and memory intensive. For example, search grid, and some of them are use CPU and disk heavily. For example, Hadoop and the database. And even for stateless application, which is easy, but they require different ingress topology. So we are building our new objects such as naming, VIP, routing to support different kinds of use cases. And we also build the capability of VM on Kubernetes, which provide Windows capability on Kubernetes, actually.
Yes, when we look at Kubernetes, though actually Kubernetes itself is quite complicated, but how does it make things easier for eBay engineers?
First, I think we use Kubernetes as a unified fleet management platform. So it reduces engineers' complexity talking to cloud. And the second, the transition from machine-centric to application-centric, release our engineers from the tedious work with the infrastructure, right? Last but not the least, Kubernetes has a very magic API, which can let an engineer to manage their application just to use Kubernetes.
I mean, Kubernetes is very new technology. It's relatively new, and a lot of companies are still evaluating it. Some are in production. So when and why did you decide to use Kubernetes, and what is the status of Kubernetes within eBay?
eBay is the early bird to adopt Kubernetes at the very beginning of 2015. At that time, we used Kubernetes 1.2. And we also contribute a lot on OpenStack providers such as Keystone and Cinder. As we try Kubernetes, we think Kubernetes is more like an infrastructure while not a PaaS. So we were thinking that to use Kubernetes as the cloud infrastructure revolution to manage all the fleet in eBay from different dedicated teams and different old legacy cloud platforms. Right now, we have great success, I think, to have all the workload of eBay running on Kubernetes.
Other than Kubernetes, what other cloud native technologies that are hosted at CNCF that you're using at eBay?
Well, I would say a lot of them. So we use Kubernetes as a fleet management platform and a Prometheus for monitoring for sure. And we are using gRPC in different components and microservices. We use Envoy to build our SLB on L7, so heavily used in the edge pods. And Helm is also used for deployment, especially for CI/CD. We are evaluating moving to CRI and Containerd when we do VM on Kubernetes. And I think in coming weeks, we will use Core DNS.
Oh, exciting. When we look at eBay, the size of the company it is, and then you're using a lot of open source technologies. So what kind of culture is there within eBay when it comes to development and developers?
Culture in eBay, I would say it's open and dedicated. My team is an infrastructure team in the platform engineering organization. And I have a very small, efficient team which can perform very well based on this culture. We encourage our people to engage with the upstream. So when we have ideas, we will propose to upstream to discuss and get feedbacks. And then we will implement in eBay downstream. After proof it is mature enough by production load, we contribute back to upstream.
That is how it should be, right?
Yes.
Everybody should be working upstream and then
Yes.
pulling the code downstream. Going back to the point of Kubernetes, as I said, itself is a very complicated, depending on who. So what were the challenges that you faced, that you overcame, plus, or maybe not you overcame, but what are the challenges you still see that you think needs to be resolved in the Kubernetes space?
Yes, you are right. So Kubernetes, I think the community is really smart to keep the focus on core capabilities and leave room for other community, for ecosystem. And I'm also happy that it becomes more stable in recent releases since 1.10. But in my opinion, there are still two major areas we need to continuously improving. First is stability. Kubernetes is cool on its capability, but when we use it in production, reliability and stability is always the key to our end user and the business. The second is easy for operation. I agree that install a Kubernetes cluster is easy, but when the cluster scale is massive, it's really hard for an operator to operate the cluster if he does not have enough knowledge for the core components. For example, etcd. If an operator has no deep knowledge on etcd, it's a really hard job to make it high available and quick recover from the failure. This is the two major areas.
Right. Now we are here in Shanghai, and this is the first KubeCon. What has been your experience so far?
Okay, if I can dance, I will be dance here.
Yeah, sure, please go ahead.
So I would say it's amazing to join the first KubeCon in Shanghai, China, and I'm really honored to be accepted as a speaker in my hometown. I think this means that Kubernetes get more and more popular on the market, especially in Chinese grooming industry. And this also means that the community in China has an increasing influence to the world. So I know next year in June, there will be another KubeCon in Shanghai. I hope I can speak again here to share more to the community. And I also hope that the activity in Chinese community can contribute more to the world.
Excellent. Now, we talked about technology a lot. Let's cut down on technology. Let's talk about you for a while.
Okay.
When you are not, helping eBay and all those, new technology and exploring them, what do you do in your free time? What are your hobbies?
For my hobby, I have a lot of hobbies, but look at my body. I like badminton. I play badminton 3 times a week. And I like mountain hiking. Yeah, this is my 2 major hobbies.
Awesome, excellent. So this is a unique balance, right? You have mountain biking, which is kind of risky.
Yes.
And then badminton is totally safe.
Yes, it's not safe, so safe sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes. So thank you so much for talking today. And hopefully, as you said, hopefully we'll see you again at the next KubeCon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.